Hello students, today in this video we will do our next poem The Trees by Adrian Rich. In this poem the poet tells us about the decorative plants. These plants are grown in houses for beautification. These grow in small pots and pans. They have taken the place of large forest trees which have been cut by the human beings. This poem presents the picture of harm to nature by human beings by their actions. It was the introduction of poem. Now we will start the poem. The trees inside are moving out into the forest. The poet says that outside forests are empty. The forests of our state and country are empty because men have done lot of harm to the forest by cutting the trees. The trees which are inside in our houses, the trees inside our houses are moving out into the forest. They are going out to the forest which are empty. The forest that was empty all these days. The forest that was empty during these days will be filled up by decorative plants. So the poet says that the decorative plants will take the place of large trees. Where no bird could sit, no insect hide. The forests are empty. There are no trees in the forest. Now, here neither bird sit nor insect can hide. Insect means small worms, small worm. No sun breathe its feet in shadow. Now there is no tree. Now there is no shadow in the forest. Then the sun cannot put its feet in the shadow of the trees. The forest that was empty all these nights. The forest of our country, the forest of our state that are empty during this time will be full of trees by morning. The poet says that the forest will be full of trees by morning. By morning, the small decorative plants will fill the forest by putting themselves in the empty forest. Now, I will start to explain the second stanza. All night the roots work. All night, during the whole night, the roots of the small plants, decorative plants, which are in our houses, work. They are doing work. The poet says that all night the roots of these decorative plants are doing work to disengage to get free themselves from the cracks small openings. Cracks means small openings in the veranda floor. The poet says that during the night all roots of the decorative plants are doing work to get free from the small openings, small cracks of the veranda floor. The leaves strain towards the glass. The poet says that the leaves of these decorative plants strain means try. Strain means try toward the glass. The leaves of these plants try to move toward the glass. There are window doors, glass doors in the houses. So the poet says that the leaves of these decorative plants are moving towards the glass. Small twigs, small twigs mean branches. Stiff become strong, become hard. Stiff means to become hard by lot of exercise, by lot of hard work. With exertion, exertion means great effort. The leaves and the branches of those decorative plants trying their hard to get free from the veranda floor, from the houses. Long cramped bough, long cramped, shrunk for long time. Bough branches, shuffling, doing activities, changing position under the roof. The poet further says that long branches, long cramped, long cramped, the branches of these decorative plants have shrunk for doing exercise, for doing by doing more and more labor to get free from the houses. They are doing more and more labor to free themselves from the houses under the roof. They are like newly discharged patients, like newly discharged, the patient who is going to get free from the hospital. Half dozed, half soaked. The branches of these decorative plants are acting like a patient who is trying to move towards the door of the hospital by getting discharged from the hospital. The branches seems half soaked, like that patient who is getting free from the hospital and moving to the clinic doors. Just as a patient feels happy to go out of the hospital after his treatment, in the same way the branches and leaves of the decorative plants are happy to moving out into the forest. Now I will start to explain the third stanza. I sit inside, door open to the veranda. The poetess tells about herself. She herself tells about the situation and time when she was writing this poem. I sit inside, doors open to the veranda. The poetess says that I am sitting inside and the door of my room opens to the veranda, writing long letters. She says that I am writing long letters, in which, in those letters, I scarcely means hardly, mention tell about, to tell, the departure of forest from the house. The poetess says that I am writing long letters and I hardly describe the departure of the forest from the house. The decorative plant are going out from the house and I hardly mention the of their departure in my long letters. The poetess further says that the night is fresh. The night is fresh. The poetess is enjoying the fresh night. Doors fresh, the whole moon shines in a sky still open. The poetess says that the moon is shining in the open sky. She feels pleasure, she feels happiness when she was enjoying the night in the full moon light. The smell of leaves and lichen. The smell of leaves, lichen, a small plant which grow on the stones. The poetess says that the smell of leaves and lichen still when she was writing long letters, reaches approaching like a voice into the rooms. The poetess says that there was sweet smell of leaves and lichen in the room and it was approaching into her room like a voice. Now I will explain the last stanza. My head is full of whispers. The poetess was writing long letters. Maybe she was writing this poem. So she says that my head is full of thoughts, whispers, suggestions, which tomorrow will be silent. Which जो tomorrow will be silent. My head will be silent till tomorrow because I will put my thoughts on the piece of paper. Then I will free from those thoughts which are in my mind. Listen, the poetess further says that listen, the glass is breaking. The poetess says the glass of the windows, the glass of the doors is breaking because of the movement of the branches and leaves. The glass of the windows and doors of that house is breaking. The trees are stumbling forward. The trees, decorative plants are stumbling, walking. Stumbling means walking unsteadily. So the trees are walking unsteadily forward are moving forward into the night. The poetess says that the trees are moving out in the forest in the night. Wind rush to meet them. The poetess says that when the trees moves out from the house, then fresh and sweet wind rush to meet them. It seems that fresh and sweet wind is welcoming the trees which are moving into the forest. The moon is broken like a mirror. The moon is broken like a mirror. When a mirror is broken, then its pieces scattered. In the same way, the moonlight, when the moonlight passes through the branches of the trees, then the light of the moon scatters. Its pieces flash now in the crown of the tallest oak. Its pieces, the pieces of moonlight flash now, flash giving light now in the crown of the tallest oak. Crown, upper branches of the tallest oak, tallest long oak, a type of tree. When the moonlight passes through the branches and leaves of that tallest oak tree, then the light of the moon scatters, and it seems that the light of the moon is divided into pieces by the branches of the oak trees. The poetess presents a true picture when she sees this sight while writing her long letters. In this way, the poetess describes the true picture of nature in the last stanza, and the shining of the moon on the tallest oak tree is also presented the true picture of the night by poetess. So I have explained the poem. I think you have got it, and you also try to read it yourself. Thank you, student.